So welcome to my next tutorial of my second tutorial of modeling a spaceship based on Star Trek with Blender. So let's start Blender. You see, I already tried to do that, but I had some synchronization problem between audio and video, so I will just repeat it. So if you followed the first part of the tutorial, you should have this basic shape. Let's see our plan for this tutorial. I wrote it down here. In the first tutorial we learned some basics about the Blender interface, and we immediately started by modeling it to provide learning by doing, and we learned how to assign a material to the mesh and a lot of more small stuff actually. So let's just continue with tutorial 1b. I want to show how to increase the size of this model right now and to add a little bit more shape to, or a little bit more structure to the shape. Without texture right now, we will add a texture in maybe in the next tutorial, maybe in a future tutorial. Let's see. But we will add another material, a lighting material actually, and a real big window which will really model into the spaceship. And let the camera target run empty actually, but we'll see what that means if we are so far. So our first plan is to continue modeling it, and we'll do that by increasing its size. Well, I don't mean something like this size, I mean to continue to model the shape of the spaceship. So let's go to edit mode. Oh, I forgot to start this small tool here which shows you which buttons I press, so you will see each word I press, each key I press, and even the mouse interactions you will see. So that should help you to follow this tutorial. So let's go to edit mode. Let's select edge selection, and let's select all these outer edges here by pressing the Alt key and selecting one of them. So let's go to upper view by pressing the number 7 key on the keyboard. Let's extrude it and increase its size. Move it correctly while holding the Shift key to have more finer control. Although it is connected, it is not really straightforward right now. Well, but let's just continue. We still have this connected. We have exactly the same height like the previous line, so we will just reduce its height a little bit more. Can do it like we want. Let's do it. Oh, actually here I planned something else. I didn't want to do exactly the same like we already did. We wanted to have this size a little bit smaller, like this, and we have to correct its correct the translation of that again. And then actually we can start adding a new material. Adding a new material slot by pressing this plus button while this material section is selected, and add a new material to it. So sorry again. This one should just be white, and its emission value should be 1. We can adjust that afterwards if you want. Maybe 1 is okay. So now no, we are not ready for the second material. Let's stay in the first material and extrude that again a little bit and move it a little bit down like that, and then that was too much. Move it up again, up. That should be really small, since I will just use it to have a finer definition of the shape. Oh, here I see something I forgot to tell you in the first tutorial. We have a perspective view here right now, and in most cases it's easier to model in orthographic view. To achieve that, just press the number 5 button key on the keyboard. Okay, we have still this selected. I think we already... No, we have not extruded it, so now we extrude it by pressing the E key and the S key to scale it down again, and then we scale it down so that it disappears. But I don't want it too much, just a little bit, like that. So, and if we look from it from the bottom, we see that this is not aligned anymore, like it was the case before too all the time. So, and now we want to select the light material, extrude all of that again, grab that and moving it along the Z axis, and you see we already have the white material here. This material will be white even if there is no light coming on it, since it's emitting light itself. So we can return to the other, to the standard material again, and increase its size. But before we do it, maybe we should switch our material so that we can use, let's call this one hull main text for texture. Afterwards in another tutorial we will make a real texture out of that. So hull main text, and we'll add another slot and call it hull saucer, upper saucer 2. 2 is maybe not the perfect wording for it. Let's call that the same, hull upper saucer 1, of course. So now all of these are hull upper saucer 1, and these are this one is hull upper saucer 2. I have a different material here, just that we can see that these are different materials. We will adjust these settings afterwards. Another thing, we still see this normal that we needed in the first tutorial. We can just deactivate it because it's disturbing while modeling. So, okay. Now another thing which I can tell you is, you already know, if you press the number 7 button, that you will have a look on your view from above, according to the Z axis. If you have the Z axis, if you want to have that from the same but from the bottom, you just have to press the control button and then the same number 7 key, and you have a view. You will have a look on your view from the bottom. Okay, now we should select the second material. Let's make it red to be sure. Red just for now to be sure. Extrude size that it is assigned. Yes, it is. Like that. We can have that a little bit bigger, like that, and we have to move it like that again until it gets connected. This one, and of course now we don't need to let it, and we don't need to let it like that, but we can let it like that, so at least so that we have different colors here, that we know these are really different materials. So see, we can increase its size a little bit more and move that again. So okay, now this can be very flat. That's okay. That I think that will look good afterwards. So we can extrude that again, scale it up again, and increase its size again, and move it like this one. And then we have to go down. So let's go. Okay. Something else which I want to tell here is that you see that the subsurface is really going very differently to our mesh which we modeled. If we want to really have this shape like I modeled it, we have to add another line of vertices. We can do that by loop, cut and slide. Actually, I like the shape how it how it was, but that wasn't my plan, so I will show you how I would achieve what I wanted to have originally. So we selected this loop, cut and slide tool. We see this pink-like color, which is indicating us which should be faces will be cutted. If you confirm that by pressing the left mouse button, I will actually cut this one. So now I have cutted it, but I still can choose where where it should be cutted exactly. And the more far I go to the edge here, the more sharp will be the angel on the subsurface. Now I did a mistake. I pressed the right mouse button by accident, so I can move them. I am not able to move them exactly according this on the surface it lies on. So I will just repeat that, undo that, and do that again, so that I am here again. Okay, let's do it like a little bit more like that, and we will do that on the lower side too, a little bit like that. So this way we have a cool round shape here, but it is not too round, and we can actually define it exactly like we want. So I will press the smooth button again to have it smooth again. And what else can we do? We increase it a little bit, we can increase it more, even more. I will just increase one step, but first of all I will check if this video was rendered correctly. See you in a minute.